If you're over 60, some of the foods you've been eating your whole life could now be quietly cutting years off it. Research shows that diet is one of the biggest predictors of whether you'll live into your 80s, 90s, or even reach 100. The very foods that feel comforting or convenient at this stage of life are often the ones most strongly linked to heart disease, cancer, and faster aging. And many people don't realize it until it's too late. In this video, we're uncovering the 5 foods you must stop eating after 60 if you want to protect your health and dramatically increase your chances of living longer, stronger, and sharper. These aren't obscure or exotic ingredients. Most of them are sitting in your fridge or pantry right now. But once you know the science behind what they're doing inside your body, you'll never look at them the same way again. Stay with me until the end, because I'll not only reveal each food, but also share what to eat instead so you're not left wondering what's safe or satisfying. Imagine the relief of knowing you're fueling your body in a way that keeps your heart, brain, and immune system young, even as the years go by. Doctors, nutritionists, and longevity experts all agree. Making these changes after 60 could be the single most powerful step you take to add healthy years to your life. So if living to 100 with vitality and independence is your goal, you're in exactly the right place. Let's get started. 1. Processed and red meat. Processed meats like bacon, sausage, salami, deli slices, and hot dogs. These foods are often loaded with preservatives such as nitrates and nitrites. Once inside your body, these compounds can form carcinogenic substances that researchers have directly linked to colorectal cancer. In fact, the World Health Organization classified processed meats as a Group 1 carcinogen, the same category as smoking, because the evidence is that strong. Now, that doesn't mean eating a slice of bacon equals lighting a cigarette, but it does mean the long-term risk is real and measurable. Red meat, beef, pork, lamb, comes with its own baggage. It's rich in heme iron, which in excess can promote oxidative stress and inflammation, damaging blood vessels and accelerating aging at the cellular level. Large studies, including one from Harvard that tracked over 120,000 adults, found that regular red meat consumption, especially processed varieties, was linked to higher rates of heart disease and earlier death. And here's the kicker. Once you're past 60, your cardiovascular system is already more vulnerable. Arteries are stiffer, recovery is slower, and the margin for error shrinks. So what does this mean for you in practical terms? It doesn't mean you can never enjoy a burger at a summer cookout or a roast at a holiday dinner. But it does mean you should think of processed and red meats as rare indulgences, not everyday staples. Treat them like desserts, something to savor occasionally, not a daily anchor of your diet. The alternatives are both delicious and longevity-friendly. Instead of bacon, try a veggie-packed omelet with beans for protein and fiber, or smoked salmon for omega-3s that support brain and heart health. For sandwiches, roasted turkey or chicken breast cooked at home gives you the satisfaction of meat without the chemical additives. If you love chili or pasta sauce, cut the beef in half and double up on beans, lentils, or mushrooms. They add the same hearty texture and flavor while protecting your heart. Flavor is often what keeps people tied to red and processed meat, so lean on spices, herbs, and cooking techniques that make healthier proteins exciting. A sheet pan of roasted chickpeas with smoked paprika or grilled portobello mushrooms brushed with balsamic and olive oil can scratch that savory itch. And if you truly crave red meat, choose leaner cuts, keep portions small, and balance the plate with vegetables and whole grains. The shift doesn't have to feel like loss. Think of it as an upgrade. You're trading in foods that slowly chip away at your health for options that fuel energy, protect your heart, and support longevity. Every time you make the swap, you're not just skipping a risk, you're actively building a stronger, longer future. And when the goal is reaching 100 with vitality, that's a trade worth making every single time. 2. Foods high in added sugar. The biggest offenders are the obvious ones: sodas, candies, cookies, cakes, and pastries. But here's the trap. Added sugar also shows up in healthy foods: flavored yogurts, breakfast cereals, granola bars, fruit juices, salad dressings, pasta sauces. Sometimes they contain as much or more sugar than dessert. The American Heart Association recommends no more than 25 grams of added sugar per day for women and 36 grams for men. To put that into perspective, one 12-ounce can of soda contains about 39 grams. You've already blown your daily allowance before lunch. What does all this sugar do? First, it spikes your blood glucose, which forces your pancreas to release more insulin. Over time, that can push you toward type 2 diabetes. High sugar intake also increases triglycerides, a type of fat in your blood that raises the risk of heart attack and stroke. And let's not forget inflammation. Chronic, low-grade inflammation triggered by sugar is linked to everything from arthritis flare-ups to Alzheimer's disease. Studies even show that people with diets high in added sugar experience faster cognitive decline as they age. Now, cutting sugar doesn't mean cutting joy. The key is to spot hidden sugars and make swaps that satisfy without sabotage. Instead of fruit-flavored yogurt with 18 grams of sugar, choose plain Greek yogurt and add fresh berries with a drizzle of honey. Swap soda for sparkling water with citrus slices or a splash of 100% juice. Trade sugary breakfast cereals for unsweetened oats topped with cinnamon, walnuts, and apple slices. It's warm, filling, and stabilizes blood sugar instead of spiking it. If you crave something sweet after dinner, try a square of dark chocolate, 70% or higher, or a bowl of mixed fruit. Not only do you cut down on added sugar, but you also gain antioxidants, fiber, and nutrients your body actually needs. And here's the encouraging part: your taste buds adapt. Within a couple of weeks of reducing added sugar, foods you once thought were normal will suddenly taste overpoweringly sweet. Your cravings fade, and natural flavors come alive again. If sugar is one of the first 3 ingredients on the label, or if the product has more than 5 different names for sugar like cane juice, corn syrup, dextrose, or maltose, put it back. The less sugar you eat, the more energy you'll have, the sharper your mind will feel, and the longer your body will stay resilient. At 60 and beyond, sugar isn't just empty calories. It's a thief stealing your health one spoonful at a time. By cutting it, you're not depriving yourself. You're choosing clarity, vitality, and more years with the people you love. And that's a sweet deal worth saying yes to. 3. Excessive sodium. High sodium intake is the #1 dietary driver of hypertension or high blood pressure. And hypertension isn't just a little pressure. It's the silent force behind heart disease, stroke, and kidney failure. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 2 out of 3 adults over 60 already have high blood pressure, often without symptoms. That means every salty meal is increasing the risk without you even feeling it. Where does all this sodium hide? Think frozen dinners, canned soups, breads, sauces, deli meats, cheese, pickles, chips, and restaurant meals. Even foods that don't taste salty, like breakfast cereals or flavored oatmeal, can carry a surprising sodium punch. A single restaurant entree can easily pack more than 2,000 milligrams of sodium, which is the entire daily limit recommended by the American Heart Association. Many people are eating double that every day without realizing it. Reducing sodium works quickly. Studies show that lowering sodium intake can bring blood pressure down in just weeks, and even modest reductions cut the risk of heart attack and stroke. And you don't have to eliminate flavor to do it. You just have to get smarter about where your salt comes from. First, choose low sodium or no salt added versions of staples like canned beans, tomatoes, and broth. Simply rinsing canned foods under water can wash away up to 40% of the sodium. Next, replace salt-heavy condiments, soy sauce, ketchup, packaged dressings, with homemade or low-sodium alternatives. A splash of balsamic vinegar, a squeeze of lemon, or a drizzle of olive oil can brighten flavor without adding salt. Season with herbs and spices early in the cooking process so the flavors develop fully. Garlic, rosemary, cumin, smoked paprika, turmeric, and black pepper all add depth and satisfaction without raising blood pressure. And don't underestimate the power of acid. Citrus, vinegars, and even a touch of mustard can make food taste vibrant without extra sodium. When eating out, take control by asking for sauces or dressings on the side. Choose grilled, baked, or steamed dishes over fried or breaded options. And most importantly, taste your food before adding extra salt. You'll often find you don't need it. Every gram of sodium you skip gives your arteries a little more room to breathe and your heart a little less strain. Over time, that adds up to fewer pills, fewer doctor visits, and more active years doing the things you love. At 60 and beyond, sodium isn't just seasoning. It's a steering wheel for your health. Keep your intake in check, and you're not just lowering numbers on a chart. You're opening the door to more years of vitality, independence, and life lived on your terms. 4. Saturated and trans fats. These are found in fatty cuts of meat, butter, cream, cheese, and many baked goods. While a little isn't catastrophic, too much saturated fat raises LDL cholesterol, the so-called bad cholesterol. High LDL leads to plaque buildup in your arteries, and once you're over 60, your arteries are already less elastic and more prone to damage. The result? Higher risk of heart attack, stroke, and reduced circulation that can affect everything from your brain to your legs. Now, trans fats are even more dangerous. These are artificially created fats once common in margarine, fried foods, and packaged snacks. They not only raise LDL cholesterol, but also lower HDL, the good cholesterol that protects your heart. This double hit is so harmful that the World Health Organization has called for their elimination worldwide. Even though many companies have removed trans fats, they still appear in imported foods, certain baked goods, and older restaurant fryers. One glance at an ingredient list with partially hydrogenated oils is your red flag. So what happens when these fats pile up in your diet? Think inflammation, stiffened blood vessels, and a greater burden on your heart. A large study published in the New England Journal of Medicine found that higher trans fat consumption was linked to a 23% increase in coronary heart disease risk. And other research confirms that diets lower in saturated fat and higher in unsaturated fats can dramatically cut cardiovascular events, even in older adults. Translation: it's never too late to benefit from changing your fat sources. The practical question is, what do you eat instead? The answer is not low-fat everything. Your body still needs fat for hormone balance, nutrient absorption, and brain function. The goal is smarter fat. Swap butter for extra virgin olive oil, which is packed with heart-protective compounds. Trade cream sauces for avocado, hummus, or yogurt-based alternatives. If cheese is your comfort food, enjoy it in smaller amounts and go for sharper varieties where a little goes a long way. For snacks, replace chips or pastries with a handful of almonds, walnuts, or pumpkin seeds. These nuts and seeds provide unsaturated fats that lower LDL and raise HDL. Fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel deliver omega-3s that reduce inflammation and protect your brain. Even small changes, like using olive oil in baking or blending avocado into smoothies, can shift your fat balance in the right direction. Think of it as an upgrade, not a restriction. By reducing saturated and eliminating trans fats, you're not giving up pleasure, you're exchanging it for protection. Every swap strengthens your heart, sharpens your mind, and gives your body the resilience it needs to carry you toward 100. After all, longevity isn't built on avoiding fat. It's built on choosing the right ones. 5. Undercooked or raw foods. The biggest culprits are raw or undercooked animal products: eggs, meat, poultry, fish, and shellfish. Salmonella, E. coli, and Listeria are names you've heard. But after 60, they're not just unpleasant. They can be life-threatening. The CDC reports that adults over 65 are far more likely to be hospitalized or die from foodborne illnesses compared to younger adults. And here's the surprise. It's not just the obvious suspects like raw oysters or rare burgers. Undercooked chicken, deli salads left out too long, unpasteurized milk or cheese, pre-cut fruits, and even raw sprouts can all carry invisible dangers. Now, that doesn't mean you have to give up flavor or your favorite meals. It means shifting how you prepare and choose them. For eggs, Cook them until both the white and yolk are firm. If you love sunny side up or soft-boiled, switch to pasteurized eggs so you can still enjoy them safely. For meat, use a food thermometer, 165 degrees Fahrenheit for chicken, 160 degrees Fahrenheit for ground beef, and 145 degrees Fahrenheit for steaks and fish with a brief rest. That simple tool can save you from a week in bed or worse. Seafood lovers, here's the tough one. Raw sushi or oysters are high risk after 60. If you want to indulge, do it rarely and only from reputable places with high safety standards. Otherwise, opt for cooked rolls, grilled fish, or smoked salmon, which still deliver that ocean flavor without the hazard. As for deli salads, potato and tuna salads sitting in a grocery cooler may seem convenient, but they're breeding grounds for bacteria. Making them fresh at home gives you the taste you want with control over safety. Even produce needs attention. Wash all fruits and vegetables thoroughly, even if you're peeling them. Pre-cut fruit from stores may save time, but it's handled by many people before it reaches your plate, making it riskier than cutting your own. And sprouts? Skip them entirely unless they're thoroughly cooked. Their damp growing environment is a perfect storm for bacteria. These precautions might sound strict, but think of it as protecting your independence. Food poisoning at 25 is inconvenient. At 65 or 75, it can spiral into dehydration, organ stress, and long recoveries. Every safe swap keeps you stronger, steadier, and out of the hospital. So the rule of thumb is simple. Cook it, wash it, or skip it. By doing so, you're not avoiding pleasure. You're choosing peace of mind and protecting the years ahead. Because the goal isn't just to eat well, it's to stay well long enough to enjoy every milestone between 60 and 100. Final thoughts. Living past 60 with strength and clarity isn't about chasing miracles. It's about trimming away the silent threats hiding in everyday foods. Processed and red meats, added sugars, excess sodium, bad fats, and risky raw foods may feel small in the moment. But over time, they chip away at your heart, brain, and immune system. Cutting them isn't punishment, it's an investment. Every smarter swap you make today pays you back tomorrow in energy, independence, and years added to your life. Picture yourself a decade from now. Do you want to be managing medications and hospital visits? That future is shaped right now in the choices you make in your kitchen. And the science is clear. People who shift toward whole, safe, nutrient-rich foods enjoy lower rates of disease, sharper memory, and longer, healthier lives. You don't have to overhaul everything overnight. Start with one swap. Trade soda for sparkling water, bacon for beans, or butter for olive oil. Each small step builds momentum, and before you know it, your pantry looks different, your meals feel lighter, and your body thanks you. Food isn't just fuel, it's your most powerful medicine. Protect it, and it will protect you. If you're serious about adding healthy years and aiming for 100, these changes are non-negotiable. Share this with someone you want beside you on that journey. Save it so you can reset your kitchen today, and subscribe for the next video, where we'll map out a simple, 7-day plan to make eating for longevity effortless. Your best years are still ahead. Let's make sure you live to see them.